Talking Sex Live is recorded in front of a live audience. This show is for mature listeners only. Hello, you're Talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we are unlicensed sex therapists here to answer your questions about sex. We haven't gone to any schooling about this, but we're just a couple who's had
a lot of sex.
Whole
and we
lot
want
of
to
sex.
share our knowledge with the world.
Exactly. And we are streaming live right now to Twitch. And we're also recording for YouTube and also for our
many platform streaming services.
For podcasts. Which you may be listening to right now. And so Wells is monitoring our feed for Twitch here. How you doing tonight, Wells? He's our producer.
I'm well. How are you guys?
All right. Very festive with the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
His background has Christmas lights.
Yeah,
folks.
it is our Thanksgiving show, if you want to call that. We're drinking eggnog. We're just jumping the gun here. It's going right into Christmas.
Is there rum in that eggnog?
There is a lot of bourbon. So much bourbon.
A little bit of bourbon.
But we are also joined by our good polyamorous friend and sex toy expert, Peter. How you doing tonight, Peter?
Oh, I'm doing great tonight. I don't have any bourbon, but I feel like it's such a sexy word.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. It's the double B sound in there just does something for me. I don't know what it is, but yes, bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yes.
Yeah. So how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm having a lovely evening. It's always good when I get to be here with you talking about our combined favorite subject, right?
Yes, sex and more sex.
I too like sex.
Oh, good. How's your friends? How's your experience with that with your lady friend there?
Oh, well, that ended horribly.
No.
Yeah.
What happened, my friend?
I thought you had the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you like the 30-second Cliff Notes version because I know we've got callers, but it wasn't working out. And so one night she texted me asking to talk on the phone, and I said, no, I'm getting off my producing podcast slate. And then she said, that's okay. I really like you, but I'm feeling like, and then she listed things that she was not satisfied with.
Oh, no.
And I texted back and said, I'm really relieved to hear you say that because here are things that I'm not satisfied with, and here's why I would like to move on. And then the next morning,
you can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Well played.
I genuinely was relieved, but then after that, I think she just wanted me to chase her and fight for her, because the next morning she's like, I'm so hurt to hear you say that, blah, 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 blah. And then things got really ugly, which I know we don't have time for, but
maybe
perhaps
we'll get some time
off the air.
callers.
Maybe
You
later.
don't need games.
No, games
everybody,
are not fun.
I'm just going to put this out here for everybody, and this applies to everyone. It's not a gendered thing. Everyone has these problems, but just don't play games.
Right.
If you like somebody,
Don't
like
do it.
them. If you don't like somebody, move on, but don't make a whole rigmarole of it and try to trick them into saying or not saying things that you want to hear. Just be open and honest. You will always have a better experience in a relationship. I take that for someone who has many of them sometimes at the same time.
It's hard to keep track of all of those relationships, and that's what you have to do when you're into polyamory. You have to you keep a literal spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet of I couldn't do it. I mean,
there's a lot of spreading the sheets, literally and figuratively. But yes.
I see what you did there.
Sheets.
Very nice.
So yeah, I mean, just keeping track of Diane's stuff alone, like that's a challenge for me. But I can imagine if you had multiple partners, just keeping track of each person's like personal life and experiences and stories and good God,
and turn-ons and turn-offs. You want to say the right thing at the right time. And it's, again, I'm not even talking about games. It's the standard thing that every human being in a relationship goes through. Of there's certain things your partner doesn't like like, whether it's those quirks, those words, the people who hate the word moist or something like that. You got to remember that one person hates a certain word or a certain sound, or cracking knuckles is a turnoff to one person, and then and that's not even getting into sexuality. I mean, some people have very specific ways that they want their genitals played with. Maybe direct clitoral stimulation versus indirect clitoral stimulation,
or penetration
circles.
Alone. Which woman has,
or licking the balls, or not licking the balls, or fingering the guy's ass, or not fingering the guy's ass.
Who likes anal play?
It's easy to mix that up. I mean, if you think about a typical, because I've had times in my life where I've been monogamous, and sometimes you get a new relationship, and there's just that moment where your brain breaks a little bit and you accidentally say the previous person's name.
Oh God!
Just because your brain associates relationship with this person, and so it's a lot harder. Absolutely.
I would, if I was in a polygamous relationship, I would only date women named Diane. Like, I would just that'd make it easy. Like Diane. Yeah, it'd be super simple. But then well, before we get to callers, the weather here has turned somewhat cool. It's only like 68 degrees outside. Like, oh, it's so cold. That's why I got this nice new fleece.
I'm cold.
Yes. Diane's actually
sitting on a heater.
She's in bed here. We have a heating pad that she's on. I got this nice new fleece robe. It feels super warm and soft. But last weekend was actually really hot. It was like 93 degrees outside. So Diane and I went to Malibu Creek Canyon, where the old Paramount Studios, they had a area where
Planet of the Apes was filmed there.
Yeah, MASH was there. Yes. We just wanted to show a couple quick pictures. So you can see here, this is just the normal lot, and of course we went on. It's a hike. It was nothing super big. It's 5 miles, but then we went to the MASH lot, and here we are in front of the MASH sign. That I was never into MASH. I always turned it off when I heard the theme song, just because when I was younger I just didn't like it. But
I think that angle also makes
painless.
Yep.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I was going to say that angle does make my arms look a little bonier than they are in real life.
Diane is actually very well nutritioned. Don't worry about her. She's like, oh, she's got to eat a hamburger or something. Like, no, don't worry about that.
Looking like E.T. on that.
Yeah,
those arms
little skinny there. But so, of course, when we're on hikes, we do like to have sex, and so we went ahead and there's some tables there where we. They had the old mess hall, and so this is right before I went down on Diane, and then as you can see in the background, there's a kind of burnt down 1940s or 1950s medic van. I don't know what you would call that, and so we went and we set up a little blanket in there, and we had some fun, sexy times, and so a lot of oral, and it was a little difficult to try to have a full-on sex in there.
It was a little hard on
mostly
the
just oral, and we didn't. We couldn't show many pictures. We did take lots of them. We couldn't show them on Twitch or YouTube because they are X-rated. But here's one that we snapped that was okay. And
what is that? It looks like
it looks like a hairy ass. And trust me, Diane's ass is not hairy at all. I think it is my... I
think it's your finger.
It's my finger, and I don't know why it looks like it's hairy. It might be just the veins.
You are a hairy
I don't understand. I don't know why there would be hair on my finger.
That does not look like a finger.
I don't know what that is. I think my finger is covering the video, but it was pretty hot, though. We had a good time, and the weather's probably not going to be like that for a while, but we just wanted to share our little trip. If you want to see those pictures, we're posting them on our Instagram account and our Twitter account. It's at Talkin' Sex Live. Talkin' with no G in there because we're cool. Talkin' Sex Live. Go ahead and follow us. Also give this video a like if you like it, or podcast a like, or give us a review. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on and answer some questions. Wells, who do we have calling in right now?
Well, we have Ricky from Whittier, and it appears that he has watched too much of season 3 of Big Mouth because he has some questions about turkey trimmings and lube.
Oh, hello. You are Talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
Is this Ricky? Is this Ricky again from Whittier? We've had you before. Is that right?
Oh yes, Ricky from Whittier, where it's always shittier.
Yes.
How are both of you two sexy folks doing today?
Oh God,
We're doing well.
if I had a vagina right now, it would be very moist from your voice.
Ooh.
If for those who don't know, Ricky called in and had some. He's a great pube trimmer. I guess stylist is what you want to call. Artist, yes, a pube artist stylist, and it's good to hear back from you, my friend. Well, so you have a question? Go ahead.
Oh, well, wanted to talk, a little today, just because it is Thanksgiving, and
coming up, next
everyone
Thursday.
Always talks about. Yeah, everyone always talks about dinner with the trimmings, and it just got me thinking because I do a lot of trimming.
Yeah,
as you know,
that is true.
Yes, and wanted to talk a little bit about those turkey trimmings and just how trimming your turkey in just the right way can make sure that everyone has a great meal.
Okay, I mean, usually, so what I have always struggled with throughout the years is that when you say turkey trimmings, it means like the side dishes, like the corn and the green bean casserole and the mashed potato stuffing. It is very strange, but like when you think of the word trimming a turkey, you think, I don't know, cutting it up or stuffing it.
Yeah, carving the turkey. Yeah.
I want to know, is this a double entendre? Are you saying that you're gonna trim a turkey
or a vagina?
A vagina, because it's okay if you want to trim a vagina or
vulva, perhaps.
Vulva. Not so much inside of a woman.
Not inside.
The vaginal.
Oh no.
Yeah. Go ahead. So what are you saying there?
What I'm saying is, it's like how you prepare a meal if you happen to be going down, if you happen to having a little bit of, I don't know what word is. It's not really a word for, ass fellatio, or asalingus.
Oh yes. It's analingus. That's what you're meaning. That is a term. Yeah. Is that right, Peter?
Yes, that is correct. That is that is the term for oral sex performed upon someone's anus.
It's great.
Be sure to wash beforehand.
Yes, that's all it is. Just make sure it's clean, and then you can go ahead and go down. But what was your question, my friend?
Yes. Well, it's less of a question and more of a pondering on my part.
Yeah.
So as you may have noticed this week, there was a certain lube brand that is out there that has this new flavored. It's flavored by Krispy Kreme.
Oh, wow! I did not know that. That sounds delicious.
It's called a whole glaze.
Okay.
A glaze for your holes.
Oh.
And
wow!
And then it just got me thinking. Have either of you heard of this whole glaze?
No, I have not.
No, I have not heard that.
That sounds delicious, though. We don't.
Everybody could go for a little more glazed around their hole.
Yeah, we don't go diving into the flavored lubes. It just seems. I mean, lube is just sugar water that's congealed, basically, unless you use a silicone based lube. But KY and all the derivatives of KY, they are sugar based, and so you can really put whatever flavorings you want in there as long as it doesn't hurt the vagina. So you're saying
it
now
it affect the pH.
Yeah, that is correct. Peter, I see you smiling there. Do you want to chime in on this here?
Yeah, no, I guess I have two thoughts. Of course, one is, yes, you always want to avoid sugar combined with a vagina, because that is how you get a yeast infection.
Yeah, but wait. But like KY jelly is based off of it's sugar based though, right? Or am I completely wrong on that?
No, KY jelly is petroleum jelly based, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
yes.
Man, I'm completely off. Don't listen to this guy. This is why we're not professionals.
Would be quite
this is why
dangerous.
We have Peter on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, as enjoyable as the entire idea of Krispy Kreme whole glaze is, unfortunately, it does not exist. Somebody made a joke in a store by putting a fake product on the shelf, I think along the lines of obvious plant brand, product line. There's this guy who makes these wonderful joke products that he puts in stores. It's not his, but it's along those lines, and it is a joke. That said, I don't see why it would need to be a joke, because flavored lubricants have existed for many times.
Strawberry is a biggie.
Bet Krispy Kreme themselves, though, probably wouldn't want this publicity. Although I think it's time for us to move on and have that. I think there's plenty of brands that are willing to play games like this. So why not Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, it's just about being sex positive.
I agree because this it got me thinking, and now that I know that this is a fake product, that this also makes sense why they rejected my idea of a savory broth based lube,
like a turkey lube, or just like the full on, like all of the flavors, like gravy and mashed potatoes.
Gumdrops taste like.
Yeah, like the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. I believe there was an
Snosberry's testicles in this case.
Yes.
Yes.
It just reminds me, there's an old SNL sketch where it's like Crystal gravy. Like it was the whole, during the Crystal Pepsi era in the early 90s, it was Crystal gravy. And it was just like gravy that was clear. That completely remines me
like clarified butter.
Yeah, it just reminds me of lube that's gravy flavored. I guess that would be a good thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's odd to say it. I've worked with a lot of lubes. I've never been a fan of the flavored lubricants.
No,
they always just taste unpleasant to me, and it feels like an odd connection in a very warped way. For some reason, my brain, it feels like a savory flavored lube would almost be better than a
sweet one.
A sweet one,
because it's already kind of salty and savory there, right?
I feel like the whole area lends itself more to savories than sweets.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to the idea. I'm not sure. Maybe if someone makes it. If you come up with this product and you put it out there, me and my partners will happily test it.
But what's the flavor of choice there, Peter? What would you like to go with? I mean, I don't know. It's like clam chowder or like.
Oof, no,
Oof.
that's no.
Clam chowder, fisherman's ward.
No, let's not go there.
Let's make that vagina more fishy.
I don't know. What would you like? Steak dinner?
Flavor.
Like
pasta
primavera?
I do feel like a meaty flavor is maybe a more positive thing. So something in that territory. I mean, talking about the gravy, the brown gravy maybe. A steak absolutely in that territory. Something along those lines. Well, we'll definitely stay away from the fish flavors.
Wells, you mentioned cherry pie in a previous show. You really wanted a vagina to taste like a cherry pie.
Pot pie. How about a pot pie?
Like a chicken pot pie?
I don't think I brought that up, but I think it was
a costume, and you were just like, "Hey, you know what? If cherries,
if a vagina tasted like cherry's pot pie, I would take
that's
that.
That's how you were willing to get yourself into one.
But what flavor would you like?
Vaginas to taste like?
If you had a lube that was actually delicious, like if you could flavored lube instead of the ones that are just atrocious, which flavor would you choose?
Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because then
Haagen-Dazs.
It also gives you that caffeine.
I thought you were going to say haggis there for a second.
It also gives
spotted dick.
Oh no!
It's a knockoff brand for Haagen-Dazs.
It also gives you that caffeine for getting ready to go.
Caffeinated lube. That is something.
Yeah.
I mean, Chet and Diane.
Keep you up and going. Yeah.
Yes,
these ideas are free, people.
Yes. Well, we got to write this shit down.
I like that.
Yeah.
And a carbonated lubricant.
Yes.
Now that could
Our
produce an
collar's
interesting
still there,
sensation.
isn't
Yeah. No, Ricky is still there.
Ricky, are you still there?
Ricky is still there.
Yeah, I am. I am still here. I'm just. I had to close my mouth in disgust at carbonated lubricant. No.
I just picture the bubbles just getting stuck.
It's the wrong kind of tingles.
Yeah.
I don't
know. The
know.
wrong kind of tingle that you would want.
Yeah.
Ask Diane. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, I guess if it actually fizzed in but that would just be very, I don't know. It would be disturbing if you put lube on, it just starts to react like vinegar.
I mean, pop rocks, pop rocks and oral sex have been a thing for a long time. So, I feel like there's still something there.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky, this is a great discussion. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention.
Of course.
Yeah,
I always aim to please and bring pleasure to any subject that I bring up.
Yeah, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you get all your turkeys trimmed. If that's a double entendre,
Get that trimmed.
Get that trimmed is
Get them trimmed before you get stuffed.
Exactly.
You must trim it before you stuff it.
That's my motto.
Yeah, like that. I mean,
Yes, and Diane, this is why I have always loved you for things such as that. Yes.
All right, Ricky. Have a good night, my friend. Stay sex positive and be safe out there, my friend.
Yes, you all do the same. Happy holidays to you all.
Happy holidays.
Thanksgiving, my friend. All right. That was a great Thanksgiving type question.
Productive too.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to go ahead and combine Thanksgiving and sex, my mind kind of just gets stuck, and I'm like, I don't know how would we do
all
this?
the stuffing double entendres are all right there.
Oh yeah, it's totally like stuffing the I mean, the cavity of a turkey looks like a giant gaping vagina.
Which is something some people are very much into. There's entire genres of porn dedicated to gaping. So go for it.
Yeah. Wells, what's your thoughts on this whole subject there? You have quite the disgusted look on your face right now.
Very concerned.
Having sex with turkeys?
Yeah, it's just like the gaping vagina. Like after just like a very dilated...
a huge gaping vagina?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that not something that you're into?
Gaping?
Not Wells's cup of tea, but nobody's gonna kink shame here on Talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane.
No. If you were like I say that I've heard having sex with someone who just had a baby is like having sex with a warm cup of water, which seems awful. I don't know, but like
a warm cup of water.
Warm cup of water, like
just had a baby, as in like.
Just maybe like
first of all, who wants to have sex after having a baby?
Well, and no the doctors really warn you against that.
Yeah.
They say to wait at least 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm saying after that 8 weeks, then you have sex. If you're into that.
I have, and no, it doesn't feel like that.
Oh, you have had sex
with someone, within that time period, and nope, everything
it
pretty
comes
much
right
bounces
back together.
Back. Yeah,
I hear
that's what they say, that the vagina bounces back quite well. All of these myths about vaginas being stretched out by too much sex or too many partners or childbirth or all the like. I mean, it's exaggerating to say snaps right back, because of course there's a recovery period.
Yes, it's like any muscle.
But that's the thing, and you used the word correctly. It is a muscle, and the end result is it's just as strong and tight as before, unless it's damaged. I mean, obviously things happen if there's an episiotomy done,
which happens
that can
often.
cause some serious problems. Although it can be properly stitched up when relatively well. But generally speaking, no, it does not need to be. Does not need to be any permanent damage done at all.
Yeah, well, it's like a sports injury. Like if you get your ACL fixed, or your Achilles or Tommy John surgery where you have your tendon on your elbow. Once you get that repaired, you come back and you're stronger than before. And so that you can throw harder. It's much like that in that when you have a baby, it really stresses that muscle and it comes back in stronger. And so it's just like a clamping force where it just crushes your penis. But
it can
that's
be.
what I've heard.
But also, there are exercises a woman can do as well to reach the same or better results if she wants to. I mean, some women out there can do some incredible things with those vaginal muscles.
Yeah, the PC muscle, man. That PC muscle is a super
crack
strong.
Walnuts with those things if they want to.
Yeah. Well, Wells, that was quite a journey. Do we have another caller coming in?
I don't know if they can top cracking walnuts with their vagina there, but this is Margot. And she really loves her boyfriend, but he comes before they have sex every time.
Ooh, pre-ejaculation.
That's annoying.
Margot, you are...
Talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane.
I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
is this Margot, which is a very sexy name because Diane's secret crush, not secret really, but she wants to have sex with Margot Robbie. But is this Margot?
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hi, Chet and Diane.
Hi, Margot. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay.
Oh, you do not sound okay. You sound ho-hum. I would call that as ho-hum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know what else to do with my boyfriend, you know?
So he actually
pre-ejaculates
every single time he pre-ejaculates. It's just like, geesh.
How early in the process? So at what point is he ejaculating?
About 13 minutes in. That's what I've timed, and you guys fill that.
Okay, so when you say
13 minutes after penetration?
Well, that's a long time for most men. Or is it just like...
What do you consider the starting point of the 13 minutes?
Being intimate? Like just kissing?
Like when
Let's see.
Sorry.
Yeah. Like from the very beginning.
Oh, so just like kissing and touching, and then before he even puts it in, it's just like, goosh, goosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's such a great boyfriend in every other way, but he really sucks at sex, and I don't know what to do.
That it is a problem. I mean,
you can also
go ahead.
I was going to recommend you could try to do cock rings, help prolong ejaculation.
Cock rings. Wait. Like really? I don't know.
Peter.
I don't like cock rings, but what do you want to say about that?
That can help. That absolutely can help for some men. Have you also tried what's colloquially called delay spray, which is
like
a numbing spray?
It's
basically it's like a topical lidocaine that gets sprayed on. There's a bunch of different brands you can find online. It gets sprayed on, reduces the physical sensation to increase duration.
We've tried everything, you guys. I mean, everything. And I haven't been completely honest with him. Like, I've tried this, the cock ring, obviously, but the topical stuff, I don't even let him know. I just think, I just put it on my hand,
right?
Because I don't want to insult him. But it's so bad.
Have you tried having him masturbate beforehand, and then maybe a half an hour later you guys try to have sex? So that he's not going to be so excited that he's going to blow his load.
Because if
that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, if I ejaculate before like half hour, Diane's so hot that I'm just like, bing, I'm ready to go again. Like just it doesn't matter for me.
Also, does the sex just end at that point, or can you continue?
Oh no!
It's done,
honey.
It's done.
You have to stop, and you just be like, you know what? You're gonna masturbate in front of him, and if he's hard again, then you go ahead and you jump on his penis and you ride him, and if you want to continue to masturbate, then you can get off.
Or maybe you prefer clitoral stimulation too. You could try that route to get off.
Has he gone
down
on
on you?
Yeah.
At all?
Yeah, but it doesn't really do much for me,
Oh, you don't like oral sex?
Okay.
That's it's all right.
I like the penetration.
You like the penetration. You need a nice hard dick to go ahead and make you feel good. So I would highly recommend going the route of, if you ejaculate too quickly, then you have to start masturbating, and I guarantee you that he will get hard if you start. Just pull out your favorite sex toy. Do you have sex toys, or is that something you're not into, or?
No, I do. I have a great sex toy actually that I use just to get something, But it's just really depressing when he's such a great guy in other ways.
It's all right.
I'd like 100%. You know.
It all starts with an open and honest relationship. You have to start off with like, look, I'm not trying to start a fight. I just want to have a conversation with you, and you just have to say, I am a sexual being, and I want to experience great sex, and you are beautiful, you're a good person, and I want to be with you, but I just need some extra stimulation. And to do that, when we have sex, if you ejaculate too soon, I need to go ahead and stimulate myself, and hopefully that will turn you on. And if that turns you on again, I am going to put your penis into my vagina, and we're going to have some more fun. Do you think that's a conversation you can have with them?
I mean, yeah, I guess I could try that, sure, why not?
You could also mention, like, he could think about things that are turn-offs while he's having sex with you, like football or...
I mean, is he fully aware of this problem? I mean, obviously he's aware he's ejaculating, but is he fully aware how much of a problem this is for you?
Yeah, like, is he ashamed of it, or is he okay with just like, I'm just gonna before I put my penis in, I'm just gonna ejaculate all over her vagina, and that's the end of that? Is he okay with that, or is he ashamed?
He seems a little ashamed, honestly. Like, he usually ends up going to the bathroom for a while and taking a shower stuff, and then we just don't talk about it.
Oh, so that's the first part. You have to, when you're not even aroused, just be like, look, I want to talk with you, and I'm not trying to attack you, and I'm not trying to put you down, I'm not trying to hurt you, and I think you're a great person, but we're sexual beings, and sexuality is a big part of my life. It makes me happy, and I want to continue being happy, and here's what I need in this relationship. And you go and you lay out the steps, like, this is what I want, this is what I want you to do, and hopefully you guys can come to some type of compromise with...
Now,
go ahead.
Margot, one question for you. Do you enjoy being on top at all? Does that work for you?
That's my favorite position.
Okay. Then another possibility here that might help is they have hollow strap-ons available, and the strap-on essentially goes around his penis.
The sleeve.
Yep, it works like a typical strap-on, and it has the potential benefit if you're into this sort of thing of being larger than him. I don't know whether or not that's an issue for you or something you'd enjoy, but it's there, and it maintains its stature and size and shape and so on, even if he's ejaculated. So the option there is that you could either put it on at the beginning before he ejaculates and enjoy the experience and continue enjoying it even if he has ejaculated inside of it, or you can put it on once he can fit inside of it flaccid, and then you can go ahead and ride him to your contentment, despite the fact that he's spent, because his penis doesn't need to maintain an erection for you to enjoy yourself. And as long as you have had a conversation with him about your needs, and so that he doesn't feel like he's being punished more, it's the fact that you two are working together for a solution. Maybe it will help.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that there's like a fucking penis splint that I could get for him?
Yeah, it's called a sleeve.
It sounds like a penis splint. It's
called a sleeve.
Idea.
Yeah.
It goes around him entirely, and it maintains itself. So it can be worn. It can be worn by a woman too, or anyone without a penis.
Yeah.
But it can go over his penis, so he can still be inside you. And then as soon as he ejaculates, it doesn't much matter, because you can still be riding away and nothing's changed. It's
like that sleeve is a pocket pussy too. You can.
It could be used as such. Yeah.
Yeah. You can if he. It's all about training. I feel like. So wait, how long have you been with him there, Margot?
For 2.5 years.
Oh wow! And it's happened the whole time. 2.5 years.
You're a trooper.
I made him. It wasn't serious for like the first 6 months or so, and I made him wait because I had a lot of issues.
So 2 years. 2 years
with other guys. So I made him wait a while.
So, but 2 years
this penis sleeve, which sounds like a penis splint to me, only because it seems to hold it in place. I mean, that sounds really interesting.
yeah, I feel that's your route that you want to go. I do the whole open conversation. Like I really, if he's someone who premature ejaculates, he will probably get hard again if he ejaculates once and you turn him on. He'll probably will get hard again if you just say, don't go to the bathroom. I'm going to not jerk off, but masturbate. He will probably enjoy himself watching you, and then he'll get aroused again, and then you can go ahead and ride him. But if that route doesn't happen, then go ahead and get the sleeve. I do highly recommend that. It will be good for him and for you. So.
All right, and if these things don't work, you know what I'm gonna do, Chet and Diane.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna call you again.
All right.
Okay.
We were looking forward to hearing from you because Diane loves Margot's very much. All right. Well, Margot, hopefully we helped you out. Have a good night. Stay safe and be sex positive.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right. Oh, well, Wells, what was your what was your take on that? Have you ever had a time where you premature ejaculated? It seems like you've been with a lot of one-night stands and whatnot.
No, I've never had a premature ejaculation, actually. No.
I don't know
that
what
has not happened to me.
Like it's like you see the vagina, it's super hot and you're just like overtaken by the emotion and you just explode. I don't know. There's
like
times...
how you just go to vagina, you see the vagina, and that's where you.
Well, I mean,
instead of boobs or mouth or making out.
I mean, Peter, you could speak to this.
Yeah,
isn't it possible that some guys are just like extremely sensitive?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a known problem for some people that it's not a choice. It's not a being overstimulated by the specific situation. Some men only premature ejaculate and that can come from the form of, I mean, they don't even get to touch someone. I mean, there are people who are known for ejaculating while still fully clothed on a regular basis, and it's a very difficult problem for some people. Other people, will do it occasionally. They do, in fact, as you described, get overexcited in the moment. Maybe things are a little bit too built up, things have been too hyped up, etc. There's a whole range.
There's times when Diane and we haven't had sex for like a day and she's super hot and she's walking around the house with her hot ass and just like she starts making out and she starts rubbing my penis and then we get into the bedroom and before I put my penis in and all of a sudden it's like boom and like damn it and that's my version of premature ejaculation. But I mean, there are men out there.
I'm sure Diane feels that's premature.
Yeah, totally,
yes,
totally.
Definitely.
But you know
definitely.
what? We've come to the consensus that I need to eat her out and make her orgasm first. I mean, she's beautiful, and it's just something that
ladies first.
Ladies first. I feel that
it's very chivalrous.
I want her to be pleased, and it turns me on to be pleased. And it's like sometimes when I ejaculate, she's just like, you know what, you got to go back down there. You got to clean up. And I mean, I don't clean up. Yeah, I don't clean up my own cum. It's more.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
You said it was like, hold on, let me get a mini vacuum cleaner.
Or it just seems like I'm just looking it up with my own mouth, which happens.
That's the image that I got.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you just bad wording there.
Yeah, so I don't know if you knew this, but Dan doesn't believe in birth control. So whenever I ejaculate, unless it's on her, it's in the side of a condom, and that's our choice. So,
or we can do the ovulation method.
Yeah, if it's like a week before or a week after.
Rhythm method,
yeah, like the Catholics do.
That's how I was conceived.
Oh yeah, because of
not a super effective
I know
method.
it's not foolproof. My brother was conceived that way as well.
Yeah,
so.
but you know what? If
we're together, so if it happens,
Diane
it
doesn't
happens.
want hormones in her body, and that's what happens. Like, we don't use birth
Totally
control.
legitimate. Yeah.
So, Wells, do we have another caller coming in?
Yeah, we have Charlize, and
Charlize.
she wants to have a very difficult conversation with her husband about hotwifing.
Hotwifing. Oh, yes.
Hello, you're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane.
I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
Is Charlize?
Oh, I'm on the air. Oh, hot. Oh, I'm so delighted to be here. I'm in a tizzy right now.
Okay.
All right.
Tizzy, what's going on, Charlize?
Well, I can't I'm a little beside myself. Well, it all started at an Applebee's, as most things do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yes. I don't even know where an Applebee's is in Los Angeles, but sure. What happened at Applebee's there?
Well, there's an Applebee's all over Los Angeles. I have to tell you, you have to get out of the city central. If you go over to Pasadena, you've got some, but
Really?
this actually all took place in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yes, on a business trip for my husband, and his best friend was there, and his best friend was paying me quite attention that night, and we all had too many Long Island iced teas, and
yes,
he
they're
just
very
said
delicious.
I looked. Yes, they're very good. They sneak up on you. Very sneaky drink, just like my little conundrum, and he spanked my butt when I got up to go to the
His
bathroom.
friend spanked your
And now,
butt.
yes, my husband's best friend, who is a male, spanked my butt. And to my surprise, because I always thought he would be angry, he kind of gave me a wink. And I thought nothing of it and went to the bathroom, and we went back to the Holiday Inn Express. And, we just had a good night.
Wait.
But,
You and your husband went back to the Holiday Inn, or your husband's friend?
Well, we were all staying at the Holiday Inn Express, but nothing funny happened that night.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so you and your husband just got it on.
We did not. We
You
had
did
too
not?
many Long Island iced
No.
Oh,
teas.
okay.
We had an early flight,
Not too
but there was some sexual tension. Anyways, cut to 3 weeks later, all I can think about is Jeff, and that's my husband's best friend. And I keep bringing it up, and my husband's like, "Yeah, he likes you. Do you like him?" And I don't know how to answer this. I don't know what to do. I went to Google, and it told me hotwifing. And that's where I am, Chet. That's where I am, Diane. I am in a tizzy.
Okay. So hotwifing, not to be confused with cuckolding, is where you can go ahead as the wife, go out and have sex with other men, and your husband is completely okay with it, but not so much that the husband is the sub, that he's not humiliated by it, but just okay with it, almost like a open relationship, like polyamory, but not with multiple people. Peter, what do you have to say?
I mean, that's essentially right. They're oftentimes combined. People will play hotwifing and cuckoldry together. It can be done. It doesn't have to be done. But yes, hotwifing generally, as you put it, it's the wife is allowed to have sexual relationships with third parties,
And that's
and the
me.
husband's
I'm the
comfortable with it.
wife.
Yeah. Yes. So in this
You are
case,
the
if you're
wife.
hotwifing, if you and your husband came to this accepting agreement, at that point it's not considered cheating because it is consensual. You would then be allowed to have sex with other people, and your husband would be anywhere from accepting of it to enthusiastic about it, depending on how he feels.
Now, let me just say this. I want to bring it back to a chain restaurant metaphor. Chili's. My favorite appetizer is the appetizer trio. And it comes with Southwest egg rolls, chicken wings, and also chicken poppers. And here's the thing. I usually just get all chicken poppers. I just go with one. But you're telling me I should maybe just maybe go for all 3 appetizers?
If we were talking in metaphor,
we're talking about
yes.
Jeff. Get with the picture. We're talking about Jeff.
Yes. Well, if your husband is completely okay with this, if you want him to usually with hotwifing, the male is completely into it, and that turns him on. And as soon as the wife gets home, he's super aroused to know that his wife got banged by some other guy. Then he wants to have sex with his wife. And if you're into that,
I feel like my husband hasn't banged me in quotes since high school in the back of my Ford Escort. And by bang, I mean we have quality sex life, but bang makes me think like I'm a high school virgin and I got lipstick all over his member, you know?
So how is your sex life between you and your husband? Do you have a lot of sex, or is it something that is, I guess, postponed? Have you not had much, or is this why you want to venture into the whole
let's just say it's like the Cheesecake Factory. There's so many things on the menu in our lives right now. Sometimes I can't even choose. And yes, we still have passion for each other, but it's like you've been together for over 15 years and you love them all your heart. But guess what? You still want to be a 17-year-old girl being pined after.
Something new. You want something new in there, right?
And would this be strange to see if maybe, just maybe, my husband would want to watch the situation?
That's fine.
Because I see a glint in his eyes.
You got to talk to him about it. He might be into it. If he's completely okay with it, then that's something that, you guys have to just have a conversation about. Peter, how do you go about
conversations? Oh.
Yeah, how do you go about that conversation with partners right there?
I mean, it's obviously potentially tricky and scary because your partner may misunderstand expectations, may feel that they're not enough, may feel it's scary. I think generally speaking, the way a lot of people get into it is simply by playing with fantasies first. They'll find some opportunity, during sex to bring up something. In this case, maybe it's it's the fact that you got spanked by his friend, and you can mention how it's silly, but turned you on a little bit, or maybe the fact that your husband winked at you when that happened, and you mentioned to Jeff, I think you said it was that or was Jeff the friend? I'm sorry, I lose track.
Jeff the friend.
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned your husband that when Jeff did that, and that it looked like your husband almost got a kick out of that, and see what he says, and you could start playing off of that and building off of the reactions your husband has, and maybe play into a few little fantasies, describe a few things, and see if he reacts to those things. And that's really going to be your main thing, is seeing how positive he is. And if you see that positivity, then you just ramp it up a little bit and then see if you can maybe actually have some discussions about it. But you have to see if he has any hint of an interest first, because if he's really closed off at that moment about it, then it's harder. And maybe that's just not what he's going to be into.
Oh, yes, and that would be disappointing. I have to use some sort of fishing metaphors for him, but you know what? To get him on a positive note, I'll take him to his favorite place, Macaroni Bar and Grill, and we'll get his favorite Red Zinfandel, and I will just tell him all about how I've been pining after that little spank of my booty.
Stepping up from Applebee's, right? Yeah. What's up?
Well, we go all over because we have a taste of the world. We have a palate to explore, maybe like the palette to explore in the bedroom. But Chet, if you're not too far away, we're also maybe, if it's all a yes, open to video sessions.
Oh.
So I like the cut of your jib, as they would say. That is if Diane is okay with that.
Well, we usually say no to having intercourse or sexual relations with any callers or any of the people that we provide sex therapy for. But since it's a video, maybe we might be into that. We always are looking for something new in video sessions. But yeah, let's we might be able to set that up. I mean, it's just literally just having sex in front of a camera, which could be actually recorded and then uploaded to the webs, and then we're our naked.
And we could always just order some Buffalo Wild Wings and just chat if it didn't go well. But I feel like I just made a big breakthrough because I asked. And that's what I'm going to do with my husband. I'm going to ask him.
All right.
Okay.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you make that step, and hopefully he actually accepts. And you know what? I have to say, don't be discouraged if he's not okay with it. Hopefully you can find the realm of normalcy or whatever you feel is normal between the two of you. Just discuss it, be open, and just stay sex positive and just be open. That's all I have to say.
Well, I appreciate it so much. And, we have a reservation tomorrow at noon at P.F. Chang's, so I better get myself to bed soon.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm just so excited.
All right. Well, have a good night, my friend. Stay sex positive and stay safe out there.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, thank you so much. Nighty-night.
Nighty-night. Wowzers. So... yeah, that man, oh man. I mean, thank you so much, Peter. It seems like you had a great insight on all of that. That was quite the ordeal there.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting and complex
topic,
relationship method, kink. It ties in a lot of territory for people, and yeah, I mean, fingers crossed for her that it's something that could potentially work, since she sure seems excited about it. But more people are into it than necessarily know or realize. It's oftentimes, it's definitely one of those things that society is so heavily focused on fidelity that they lose track of the fact that relationships can be far more complicated than that, and people can have interests that run counter to societal standards. And so, yeah, sometimes the partner can absolutely enjoy the idea of their partner being with someone else, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be a matter of shame or discomfort.
Yeah, well, we've gone a whole gamut here. For our Thanksgiving episode. Wells, is there any comments that popped in tonight?
There were not last time I checked.
That's all right.
Oh, well, there is right now, actually.
What's going
on? Fuel Caution said, I challenge her to wear someone's reading glasses, for a donation can be anyone's.
This sounds like spam to me.
Yep, good old spam.
Yeah.
All right.
Spam.
Well, we're going to end it right there. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving. Stay sex positive. And
Take
thank
care,
you so
everyone.
much,
Good
everybody.
night.
Have a good night.